Hello and welcome to another edition of Guinea Pigs with Greg. Today we're doing a last minute judging engagement at the Three Counties Agricultural Show. It's a show that I really love to go to, and I'm hopefully going to have a great time. The family are with me and we're going to take a look around the show afterwards. So this is a tented show, and the Three Counties have put on a lovely display of all guinea pig information for the public to see, and hopefully placate some of their questions and get some interest into the fancy. So it's a really important part of showing guinea pigs, is to try and get more people into our lovely hobby. And Rose Freeman does a fantastic job putting these boards together and bringing them out to the agricultural shows to promote the hobby. So thank you, Rose. So as we walk around the outside of the show, we can see all the pens are set up. The guinea pigs are starting to be put into their cages. So we're going to give everyone a little bit of space and just have a look around until the show is ready to start and we can begin judging some guinea pigs. It looks like it won't be long now and we'll be able to get underway judging. People are just putting the finishing touches to their cavies, putting them in their pens, and then they'll be ready for us to take a look at. First up are the rare varieties, and here we have a golden lilac argente. There are a couple of these on display today. This is the adult. Nice colour, nice head, stood really well. And as you can see, they are essentially a pink-eyed agouti with a lilac undercolour with gold tipping on the top of the hair. Hopefully you can see that in the video. This one was particularly nice. It stood well, had a balanced head, bold eye, but the colour was very vibrant. And the undercolour was nice as well. It just stood like a champion cavy. There was a couple of Swiss on display today. This was the best of the bunch. Just needed the coat to be a bit freer than it was. It was quite clumpy. There's a nice chinchilla. I was particularly impressed with the colour on this one. Just needed a bit more substance to compete. The chest was fairly good, as was the belly. It was just a touch thin on. In the juniors, we had this nice adult buff. Stood well, good condition. Just needs a touch more grooming, but as a junior, I couldn't groom that well, so well done to the owner. We also had a very nice black crested, plenty of shoulder, just a little bit loose on the coat today, but nice condition. It should make up well. But my best junior was this Peruvian. Absolutely lovely density and texture, well presented, and an absolute credit to their owners, who she worked very hard. My daughters were impressed as well with just the care and attention that you took with your cavies. So next up in the open show, we're judging the selfs, and these will then compete against the non-selfs for the overall best in show. I had a lovely team of lilacs, good depth of quality, lovely heads, lovely eyes, level colour, which is very difficult with a tent show. The tent seems to bring out any unevenness in the coat, but here they're pretty much uniform. The colour was nice, the condition was very good, and they were well presented. These were all owned by Purple Moon Cavies, and I have to say the little boar on the right really impressed me for his maturity and the shoulder development, and I particularly like the colour as well. It was a good rich colour all the way down. And here you can see some of them all standing very well and showing themselves off to their absolute utmost potential. The saffron was very good as well, just handled a little soft today, but the colour was very well. It carried down to the skin, and the body shape was reasonable. It just needed a little bit more coat preparation to compete with the lilacs today. So the only class left for us to do is the best in show with Ian. So I thought I'd pop over, see how he's doing, see what pigs he had on his table. It looked like he was having a good time and sorting through some lovely cavies. One that caught my eye was a crested lilac. I mean, there are quite a few nice cresteds on display, which was nice at the agricultural show. A bit of variety keeps things interesting. So we had a bit of time to look around the show before doing the best in show. It was nice to see people enjoying the bands and all the other things on display. I mean, obviously I was taken aback by the giant vegetables. They were huge. They would have fed the guinea pigs for months. We saw a few Guinness World Records, 3.529 metres for runner beans. So yeah, that was an interesting thing to look at. There are huge amounts of celery, lots of rosettes being placed, and the guinea pigs would have just had an absolute field day here. But the weather held out well, and I got to see basically all of the show. There are some people doing some vintage dancing all in their the old-fashioned clothes and everything. And on that theme, there were some lovely classic cars. This Rolls Royce looked phenomenal. Just imagine someone driving that in the olden days. So it's not all about guinea pigs. Sometimes it's about having fun with your hobby and experiencing new things. The flowers were there. There was tents and tents and rows upon rows of flowers. Absolutely stunning colour. It was lovely to see. And there were lots of other animals there. We saw this exotic animal show where we got to see a kookaburra and a few other animals flying around. So I caught this owl flying in slow motion. It was a wonderful sight to see it flying around the tent and back to its owner. But the Free Counties really does have something for everyone. So I'd highly recommend if showing your guinea pigs here and enjoying the day out. The highlight for me was definitely the jousting. Very comedic, very good to watch. I could have spent ages seeing this. But it wouldn't have been fair to stop by the animals without looking at all of the dogs on display. They have different varieties, and you get to handle and pet them, and ask lots of questions. So we really did enjoy that. But now on to the best self. So my best selves were the 5 to 8 lilac, followed by the under 5 lilac, followed by the adult buff. And these three are going up against Ian Reynolds' 3 non-selfs that he's brought up for us, which happen to be 3 of the most enormous wrecks I've ever handled. Very even, lovely dense coats. I was impressed with all 3 of these. They were prepared to the minute. And unfortunately for the lilacs, the 3 wrecks went first, second and third best in show. So well done to Mark of Marvey Stud. Well, I hope you enjoyed this edition of Guinea Pigs with Greg. And maybe next year I'll see you at the Free Counties show. Until next time, true bye.